Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. So in the previous video, we have discussed about what is meant by operator and how to use the operators, right? So in this video, we're going to discuss about main method, okay? So we're going to see why we have public, why we have static. So all those things we're going to discuss in this video. So before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So you can go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. So to have a look on the main method, I am going to create a class called main method. Okay. So I'm going to take this main method option, then I will say finish. So for time being, I'm going to remove this main method from this class. Then now we don't have any main method in this class. Now I'm going to try to run this class. Let's we see whether we are able to run this class or not. Okay. Just I'm doing right click and then I'm saying run as. So whenever we say run as without main method, we are not at all getting Java application option to run this program, right? So that means without a main method, you cannot execute a class in Java. Now I'm going to have the main method in the class. So now let's we try to run this. Okay, see, now we are able to get the Java application as an option to run this program. So without a main method, we cannot execute a Java program. That means the JVM will not understand your class without the main method. Okay, I'm going to have a main method, but this main method is not at all taking any argument. Okay, with this, I'm going to try to run this program. See, it's not at all showing up the Java application. So again, it's proven that we should have a main method with public, static, void, and the method name should be main, and it should have the argument as string array of args. So if you change anything in this, then the JVM will not understand your class. I'm going to make this method as a private, and then I'm going to give a run now. See, we are not at all getting Java application. Now I'm going to remove the static, okay, and then I'm going to give a try with that. See, it's not at all giving a Java application. If you change anything in this method, then the JVM will not understand your class. Okay. The main method is a key method which JVM will look for always in a class to begin its execution. Okay. Now we're going to see whether the execution is beginning from the main method and it's ending in the main method itself. Okay. Say for example, I'm going to have a method called public static void display. Okay, I'm going to have one method like this. I'm going to say sysout hello world. So now I didn't make any relation, or this method is not at all called in the main method. Okay, now I'm going to run this. Okay, see, there is no output. So now I'm going to say display, okay, inside main method. Then I'm going to run this program now. See, now we are getting the output. Here why we haven't made any object, because display method is also a static method and the main method is also a static method. So we don't need to make any object to call the static method. So these things already we have discussed in the method section. Okay, so if you want to have a look on that, please go and have a look on the previous videos and the links are provided in the description. So now we are 100% sure that the JVM will start the execution in main method and it will start the execution from here and it will end it here. So execution begins and the execution will end it here itself. Whatever you want to execute, okay, those things needs to be called in the main method. Then only JVM will understand and then it will execute that function, then it will give you the output. Then what is the need of public? Why always we are making sure that main method should be a public? Because the JVM will be in a different place, right? So you have installed Java, somehow we have a relation between Java and our Eclipse. Okay, if you are saying as a private or protected, if you are changing this access modifier, then there may be a chance that method is not available to the JVM. So to avoid all those things, they made the main method with a public modifier. So we all know, right? Public means you can access it anywhere. So that's the reason they made the main method with the access modifier public. Then What is the use of having static? Whenever you say static, then it will get the class level scope, right? So if we are not specifying the main method as static, then you have to create object. Okay, for that object you need to provide memory. So here we may end up with using a lot of memories, right? So to avoid all those things, they have specified it as a static. And if you say it as a static, then it will get the class level scope, so you can access that method without object. Okay, that means you can access that method with the class name, right? So that's the reason they made the main method as a static method. And the main method will not return any value. They mainly made this main method for JVM usage. Okay, so after the computation, the JVM will not return any value. Whatever you are conveying to JVM, then the JVM will take the main method and then it will execute the code, whatever you have in the main method, and then it will complete its execution there itself. So it will not return any value to you. Okay, so that's the reason the main method will not return any value. The main means it's a method name. So you should not change this main method. Always this method should be in a lower case. Okay, then only the JVM will understand it. Say for example, if I am going to say like capital M, then if you run this, see, you will not get an option to run this class. So that means the main method always should be named like this only. Then only the JVM will understand it. What is the use of having string array of args? So there may be a chance of sending values while running the program. Okay, so at the runtime there may be a chance of giving value to that program. So based on that value, that program will get executed. So say for example, I'm going to say like sysout args value 1. So I'm going to say args of 0. Okay, because this args is the array, but we haven't discussed anything about array. So going forward, we're going to discuss that. Array means it's having a collection of values. So we're going to discuss all those things whenever we go to the arrays. For time being, try to understand that the array will hold same type of multiple data. Okay, so how to access that? Based on the index or with help of the index, we will access the value. I will say this out args value 2. Okay, let's reconsider. We're going to pass two values when we trying to run this program. Now I'm going to this run as and I'm going to run configurations. Okay, so this is the main method. Fine, we are in this class. In the argument section, there will be an option for program argument. Here, I'm going to say test1, then space test2. You can specify multiple values here. So I have specified 3 values. I'm going to say apply and then I'm going to run this. So runtime we have provided the values test1, test2 and test3 also, but here we have displayed 0th and first index values. Okay, that's the reason we are getting test1 and test2. So whatever value you passed during the runtime, so that same value is coming as output here, right? So this is the exact use of the arguments. Now I think you got some idea about what is the use of having a string array of args. Fine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have one breakpoint here. Okay, another one breakpoint here. Fine. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to do debug as this Java application. Okay, so it's switching to the debug perspective. Now we are landing in the display method. Okay, so if you want to go and see what we are doing in the display method, just we have to click on the step into. Now we are in the display method. If you want to step over, then F6. Okay, now it's printed hello world. Fine. So the next step, if you say F6, so this execution is completed. So the display method is over. Then the control will come to the main method. Okay. So now we got control back to the main method and we are in the line number 9. Now if you move the cursor over here, so see what is the value we are having in the args. In the 0th index, we are having test1. In the first index, we are having test2. In the second index, we are having test3. All these 3 values we passed in the run configuration. So From that, it's taking all the values. Here also you can see all the three values are here. Okay. So whenever you try to print args of 0, then the test1 will get printed here. Whenever you try to print args of 1, the test2 will get printed. Okay, let's see. Now if I'm going to say F6, see, the test1 is printed successfully. Right. The next step, I'm going to say F6. Now the test2 is also printed successfully. So the execution came to line number 13. If I say F6, that's all. The execution is completed. Here we are getting disconnected. So everything is done. Here also there is no red. Okay. If it is in red, then it's in progress. So it's done. So we got the output as expected, right? So now we saw the execution is beginning from main method and it's ending in the main method itself. And now let's see, I'm going to switch this like this. Now I am going to say like static public void main. Okay. So if we go on run this program, again you are getting the same output. So it will not make any problem. So for readability, we always used to have a main method as public static void main. So I think we have discussed everything about the main method in this video. Still, if you guys have any doubt or if you are not able to understand anything in this main method, then please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will try to have a look and we will revert back as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.